The year is 1945. The world, scarred and weary, emerges from the ashes of the most devastating conflict in human history. World War II didn't just end in 1945, it ignited a new world order, shaping superpowers and ideologies that define global politics today. As the dust settled on a shattered Europe and a ravaged Asia, a profound realization gripped the survivors: the old order had failed. The League of Nations, formed after the First World War, lay in ruins. In 1945, delegates from 50 nations converged on San Francisco. They gathered not as victors and vanquished, but as architects of a new world order. The United Nations, a bold experiment in global diplomacy, was born. Its charter enshrined the principles of collective security, international law, and the peaceful resolution of disputes. The seeds of a new conflict, the Cold War, were sown even as the world celebrated the promise of lasting peace. The wartime alliance that had vanquished fascism crumbled, replaced by a new struggle for global dominance. The United States and the Soviet Union, once united against a common enemy, now stood as ideological rivals. An Iron Curtain, as Winston Churchill famously declared, descended across the continent, dividing East from West. On one side, the United States poured billions into rebuilding Western Europe through the Marshall Plan. On the other side, the Soviet Union tightened its grip on Eastern Europe, installing communist regimes. The Cold War, born in the aftermath of World War II, would shape global politics for decades to come. The flames of war ignited a yearning for freedom that spread like wildfire across the globe. World War II had a profound impact on the colonial empires that had dominated the world for centuries. Veterans who had fought for freedom abroad returned home to demand the same rights for themselves. In 1947, India achieved independence after a long and arduous struggle. By the 1960s, over 50 nations had gained independence, reshaping the geopolitical landscape. The collapse of colonialism had a profound impact on the Cold War, as newly independent nations became battlegrounds for influence between the superpowers. From the ashes of World War II arose a terrifying new specter: the nuclear age. The atomic bombings of Hiroshima and Nagasaki in 1945 ushered in an era of existential threat. By 1949, the Soviet Union had developed its own atomic bomb, plunging the world into a perpetual state of fear. The doctrine of mutually assured destruction, MAD, emerged, ensuring both sides possessed the capability to destroy the other. The world held its breath, living under the constant threat of annihilation. Yet amidst the darkness, the Nuremberg trials established a groundbreaking precedent. Leaders could be held accountable for crimes against humanity. The horrors of World War II, particularly the genocide perpetrated by the Nazi regime, shook the world to its core. In 1948, the United Nations General Assembly adopted the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. Spearheaded by Eleanor Roosevelt, the Declaration enshrined fundamental rights such as the right to life, liberty, and security of person. It was a bold vision, a testament to the belief that all human beings deserve to live in dignity and freedom. However, the Cold War cast a long shadow over the implementation of these noble ideals. Nonetheless, the Universal Declaration of Human Rights provided a powerful moral compass, inspiring human rights movements around the world. As the Cold War divided the world, a remarkable transformation unfolded in the very heart of Europe. The Marshall Plan provided billions of dollars in aid to rebuild war-torn Western Europe. The European Coal and Steel Community, established in 1951, bound together France and Germany in a common market. This initiative laid the foundation for what would eventually become the European Union. Meanwhile, Japan, devastated by war, embraced a new path, renouncing militarism and focusing on economic development. The legacy of World War II in Europe and Japan serves as a powerful reminder that even in the aftermath of unimaginable destruction, hope can emerge. From the rubble of Berlin to the ashes of Hiroshima, World War II reshaped the world as we know it. The institutions, alliances, and conflicts that emerged from that tumultuous period continue to shape global politics today. The specter of nuclear war, though diminished, still haunts us, a stark reminder of the stakes involved in global power dynamics. If this deep dive into history's hinge moment gripped you, like subscribe and debate. Can we escape the shadows of 1945? The world watches, waits, and hopes. Waits.